we are going to take a vote only on Senate Bill 15 today, which we heard 2 days worth of committee testimony on last week.
We've taken language from Illinois and Minnesota that was brought up in testimony to tighten up that notification requirement. We do still see potential changes that I think will make the administration of the earned sick time much more efficient and much more user-friendly.
It's better to have somebody that's a healthy employee than one that is not healthy and can't barely make it to work in the first place.
The bill is reported.
For the purpose of letting folks know where we're at, both on the committee, in the public, in the media, we will be posting for committee tomorrow afternoon, and we will plan to put Senate Bill 8 on the agenda tomorrow afternoon. We are going to continue and complete testimony only today on Senate Bill 15, which we heard last week. I know that there were a lot of people who wanted to be heard, so we added in this extra meeting here on Tuesday to accommodate that.
Small business owners put everything on the line.
Benefits are not a one-size-fits-all proposition. What one person values as a benefit, another person does not. We implore you to include an exemption for small businesses with 50 or fewer employees. It is those businesses that work together to take care of each other already. I implore you all to take 30 minutes today, do some research, reach out to breweries and wineries, small hospitality places in your district, and just ask them how they're doing. Among all the rising costs and big business competition, we need you more than ever to make sure that our small business can continue to thrive and serve the community we call home.
Businesses, large and small, they are on edge. We are getting daily emails and phone calls saying, what is happening with this legislation? If you do that, you have to provide all of that time as mandated by ESTA. So the increments of time, this idea that you have to provide it in the smallest of increments that you use to track payroll. That might be in 1 or 6 minute increments. This is not a pro-employee provision when you get down to it. It sounds good on paper, but in practice, it doesn't really work that well. The reason employers do it is they want to set it and forget about it. They want to say to an employee at the beginning of the year, here's your time. It's just the micromanaging that ESTA tries to do and trying to figure out how they can fold this in with what they currently have so it's not disruptive for their business or for their employees.
I do my best to provide for them and their families as best as I can because I was once an employee. When will common sense be the driving force behind policy decisions? When will lawmakers recognize small businesses are not the enemy? We were once considered the backbone of the economy. I feel like more of a stepping stone now. If policies like this continue to push small businesses into a corner, the next generation won't want to take the risk of being an employer at all. Without employers, who's going to create the jobs?
A small business owner of a smaller size, like our members, they wear many hats. They're the manager, they're the accountant, they're HR, and often they're working side by side with their employees. And most small business owners do think of their employees as family. During the Great Recession, I had a member that took out a second mortgage on their house in order to make sure their employees got paid. And that's what small businesses do.
Nobody wants to sit next to a sick person who had to come to work because they couldn't afford to take the day off.
You senators, you can't even run your own staff operations if they no-show or no-call with no repercussions. So I'm asking you to look at your operations and look at our operations. You need to rethink this bill and please come together and do the right thing.
After my husband unexpectedly passed away, I was a stay-at-home mom for 12 years. I have worked very hard to build this business. One of the things is the elderly population count on us being there. You don't want your loved one to be the one waiting for someone to come and help them.
When you lose your business, there is no earned time off either. So, I think having enough time for people to understand could change perspectives on this thing quite a bit.
If ESTA goes into effect as it currently is, along with the elimination of the tip credit, there will be hardships. Our members will eliminate some of their positions. I know this from talking with them, and some will likely close. This is not an exaggeration or dramatization.
The most compelling testimony today will be from those who talk about what they can and cannot support in the bill. The least compelling testimony today will be from those who come up angry at the politics. We're going to stick to a hard 3 minutes apiece, and we're going to have a timer because I want to make sure as many voices are heard.
It's almost like this issue was created in a lab to foment polarization and strong opinions, pushing people apart. 40% of the industry in Michigan right now is not making a profit. That is a staggering number. That means 2 out of 5 restaurants are on the edge of closure, and that's not sustainable. 40 to 60,000 restaurant jobs lost. 1 in 5 full-service restaurants will close. That's based on significant polling within the industry.
Why would you give me 20% now when you're paying 20% more for your food so that I can make more money? It's directly correlated. It's not about the hourly rate that we make. It's about how much we invest in ourselves, how much time and effort we put into our craft. And that directly correlates into how much money we make. When I started, I was a host making minimum wage. And now I'm a server at a really nice restaurant making far more.
Where can you go where you can get 10, 15, 20, 25, 30% commission on your hard work? It's a great way for people to create an investment in themselves. We want personal service. We want to take care of our customers. We want to encourage our servers to have a great time.
The cost of living is going up. I got child support, rent, bills, food bills, my people's necessity. It's not affordable.
The women who put foods on our table in Michigan cannot afford to feed their own children.
Serving is a highly skilled role involving communication skills, sales, and physical labor all combined into one. Living wages help us all live better.
Service industry workers don't make a living wage. So these are just a few people. And I just think that if you work 40 hours, you deserve to pay your bills.
I always said that if I ever had my own business, I would never treat my staff the way that they were treated at many of my previous jobs. We should be doing our best to provide our future leaders with the best opportunities available.
It is possible to pay everyone a fair wage and succeed.
We are not California. We do not have their economy. We do not have their income. They're not going to pay people more. They're just going to have less employees. That's the difference.
Being a server has allowed me to pay for my college education. I've bought new cars. I've bought homes. I've raised a family. And I have rescued a ton of special needs rescue dogs.